We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about mechanism of drug absorption. First of all, what is drug absorption? The process of movement of unchanged form of drug from its site of administration to systemic circulation. Otherwise we can call it the transport of unchanged form of drug from GI tract or GI to systemic circulation or blood. Mechanism of drug absorption. So there are 3 broad categories are there that we have to classify the absorption of drug from the cell membrane. The first one, that is transcellular, or it is called as a intracellular transport. This is a major pathway for the absorption of drug. What is transcellular? So passage of drug across the GI epithelium cell. Throughout the cell, drug cross the cell membrane. So that is called as a transcellular or intracellular transport. Passive diffusion, active transport are the examples of transcellular transport. Second one, that is paracellular or intercellular transport. So in that case, the transport of drug through the junction between the GI epithelial cell. So in between the cell, drug goes for the absorption or transport through the gap between the cell. And third one, that is vesicular transport. So that create the vesicles or engulfment of that drug and that cross the cell membrane. So based on the 3 broad categories, further drug mechanisms we have to classify, or based on that we have to see that 6 categories for the drug absorption mechanism. Passive diffusion, pore transport, carrier mediated transport, that further classified into facilitated diffusion and active transport, ionic diffusions, ion pair transport and endocytosis. One by one we have to see the mechanism of drug absorption. Before we have to start the mechanism of drug absorptions, we have to see the general cell membrane structure, because for the absorption of drug, the drug have crossed the cell membrane retreated to the systemic circulation. So cell membrane consists of the bilayer phospholipid layers. In the phospholipid layers, 2 parts are there. One is hydrophilic, second one is hydrophobic, means head and tail. Head consists of hydrophilic parts, tail contains hydrophobic parts. Other than that phospholipid bilayer, it also consists proteins, polysaccharide like the contained in that structure. The first one, the mechanism of drug absorption, that is passive diffusion. So it is also called as a non-ionic diffusion. It is a major process for the absorption of all the drugs. So more than 90% of the drug that cross the cell membrane reach to the blood by the passive diffusion. So passive diffusion is the process by which molecules migrate or transport or diffuse from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. So here the driving force for the mechanism of drug absorption, that is concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means the difference between the concentration of the cell membrane or the sites. Passive diffusion is expressed by the fixed first law of the diffusion. So what is fixed first law? So that is the movement of drug or molecules from higher region to lower region or higher concentration to lower concentration until the equilibrium. In passive diffusions, energy independent, means energy not required for the migrations, because they have to depend on the concentration gradient, and it is also non-saturable. Passive diffusion process follow the first order kinetics. Okay, for the absorption by the passive diffusions, the kinetic process follow the first order, means based on the dependent on the concentration. Concentration decrease, the rate of absorption also decrease. And also there is a downfield transport mechanisms are there. In passive diffusions, we can say that the higher the surface area, faster the rate of diffusion, higher the lipophilicity or lipid nature, also the rate of absorption is by the passive diffusions, we can get the faster rate of diffusions. So here, for the absorption of drug, three criteria requires. First, that is lipid nature, because cell membrane is based on the phospholipid bilayer of phospholipids. So lipoidal drugs easily soluble and cross the cell membrane. Unionized form of the drugs goes easily to cross the cell membrane and reach the and low molecular weight size. So in the figure we can say that gaseous molecule easily cross the cell membrane. Hydrophobic molecules means lipophilic natures or less water soluble compound that also easily cross the cell membrane. Small polar molecules, water soluble, small molecular weight compound easily crossed by the cell membrane by passive diffusions. Large molecule or water soluble and charged molecule means ionized drug that not cross the cell membrane by passive diffusions, that crossed by the other mechanism. Second mechanism for the mechanism of drug transport or drug absorptions, that is pore transport. So pore transport also called as a convective transport, wall flow or filtration. Here the driving force for the pore transport, that is hydrostatic pressure, or we can say osmotic difference across the membrane. Low molecular weight compound or low molecular size water soluble drug generally crossed by that pore transport mechanisms. In the cell membrane, the aqueous field channel or protein channels are present through that the drug cross. Otherwise, we can say pore in the membrane structures, from that also drug cross the cell membrane. So examples like urea, water, sugar are absorbed from that pore transport mechanism. Next one, that is carrier mediated transport. Okay, carrier mediated transport further classified to facilitated diffusion and active transport. So in both the case, we require the carriers, that carrier, specific carriers bind with specific drug and that cross the cell membrane and dissociate it and release our drug molecule into that systemic circulation or blood or plasma. It is a reversible process. The first one, that is facilitated diffusion. So it is carrier mediated transport are there. It is operated down the concentration gradient, like previously we have to see the passive diffusions. It is also based on the concentration gradient, but as compared to passive diffusions, the facilitated diffusion go for faster absorptions because they bind with the carrier. So here also energy not required, similar like passive diffusion, but it is structure specific and saturable. So in the figure, the examples are given. The vitamin B12 and intrinsic factor bind or complex with carrier, and that carrier or drug complex reach to the other side to the blood and dissociate our vitamin B12 drug free. Next one, active transport. So that is also the carrier mediated transport. Drug bind with carrier, form the complex, and that carrier complex cross the cell membrane and reach to the blood. That time they go for the dissociation of that complex and free drug going for releasing to the blood. But here the difference in that facilitated diffusion and active transport, in facilitated diffusion energy not required, but active transport we have to require the energy. Why? Because here the active transport is go against the concentration gradient, means it go to the low to high concentration region. In diffusions, the drug moves or transfer from higher region or higher concentration to lower concentration. In active transport, it goes against the concentration gradient, means low to high. So it is uphill transport, and for that against they have to go for the concentration gradient. So it requires the energy, and the energy source they have to get from that ATP part. In facilitated diffusion and active transport, it follow the mixed order kinetics. Okay, because the carriers are there, saturations are there. So initially it follow the first order. After saturations, they go for the zero order. So that's why they have to follow the mixed order kinetics. Okay, in that active transport, they have to further classify into two parts: primary active transport and secondary active transports. So based on the source of energy, they have to classify primary and secondary. So in the first, so energy source obtained from the hydrolysis of ATP, so that is called as a primary active transport. So most of the time, most of the enzymes perform this type of transport. Second one, energy source is based on the ionic concentration gradient, so that is called as a secondary active transport. Next one, that is ion pair transport. So what happened in that ion pair transports? So ionic drug bind with the opposite ions and form the neutral complex. That neutral complex cross the cell membrane, reach to the other side or blood, and they dissociate and that release our free drug. So here it is responsible for absorption of compound which ionize at all the pH. Okay, so based on their dissociation constant, their pK value. So particular pH drug go for the ionization, so it separate out or dissociate into the ions, and that not crossed by the passive diffusion. So that times ion pair transport it use. Okay, so ionized moieties form a neutral complex with endogenous ions which have both require lipophilicity as well as hydrophilicity for the passive diffusion. So here the examples, propanols are there, they bind with the oleic acids and that form the neutral complex and they release the propanolol into the blood. So in the figure we can see cationic drugs are there, bind with endogenous anions, form the ion pair complex that is neutral form. So it cross by the passive diffusion, reach to the blood and dissociate and that release our free cationic drug. Next one, that is ionic or electrochemical diffusion. So previously we have to see for the absorption of drug they require the lipophilicity and unionized form. So here unionized form rapidly absorb from the membrane and reach to the blood. So charge on the membrane that also influence the permeability of or permeation of drug. So here the orders are there. Unionized drug go for faster or rapidly high amount of absorptions are there as compared to anion and cations. In anion and cations, anions goes faster as compared to cations. So that is the ionic or electrochemical diffusion process are there. That is when cations attach to a negative charge intracellular membrane then create the electrical gradients. So that is ionic or electrochemical diffusion. And the last one for the mechanism of drug absorption, that vesicular or we can call as endocytosis. That is a minor type of the mechanism of drug absorption. So here in that case, it involves the engulfment of extracellular materials or our drug molecules within a segment of the cell membrane. So within the cell membrane that engulf the materials and to form the vesicles which is then pinch off or that is migrate or transport across the cell membrane reach to the intracellular plaque. So in that example is cellular uptake of macromolecules like nutrients, fat, starch or soluble vitamins that absorbed by the endocytosis mechanism. Endocytosis further classify into three parts: phagocytosis, pinocytosis and receptor mediated endocytosis. What is phagocytosis? So that is also called as cell eating, engulfment of large solid particles. So that is phagocytosis, that engulfs the large molecules size of the solid materials. Pinocytosis, pinocytosis is also called as a cell drinking, engulfment of small solute fluids, liquid like materials. So that is pinocytosis. And third one, that is receptor mediated endocytosis. So in that case, specific receptor present in that cell membrane that bind with specific drug, then they have to engulf it and that release. So that occurs when the material to be transported bind to certain specific molecules in the membrane. So that is called the receptor mediated endocytosis. So these are the mechanism of drug absorption. Thank you.